Hello, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the Leaflet package in R. It's a package used for GIS. And just to start, this is a tutorial from developers from RStudio talking about the Leaflet package. And you can see you could do most of the things you'd expect in a GIS software in Leaflet. You can change your base map from third-party base maps that are available. Um, Put different pop-ups and labels. Create choropleths. Detailed legends. So everything that you would expect from a GIS software, you can do in Leaflet. And to give an overview of what this tutorial is going to be about, this is CTA ridership data, um, specifically train ridership, and looking at well, this map is going to be comparing 2020 ridership to 2019 for a specific month because due to the pandemic, ridership changes were pretty dramatic. So comparing one month to its corresponding 2019 month is a useful way to see what areas had the largest changes. So I've already done some data cleaning, but to give um, let's see. Oh, I guess I have to run everything again. But while this runs, this will just take a minute to run. This this first data frame is going to be rides per tract for each day of 2020, I believe. Or actually, it's going to include 2019 as well. So if we just look at the head of this, you can see, yep, it goes from beginning of 2019, every census tract in Chicago, and shows the number of rides for that tract. So we're actually going to be looking at April ridership. So we're going to be grouping the data by um, April. So you can see we're going to first group by tract, then group by month, and sum up the rides for April, just to get our April baseline month, or yeah, baseline month. And then we're going to do the same thing for 2020. um, so it's earlier in the code, but I read in a shapefile that's CTA train stations, and CTA train stations it comes in UTM North 16 map projection, and Leaflet requires everything to be in WGS 84. So we have to transform this to that. Instead of a map projection, it's going to be just a geographic coordinate system, WGS 84. So we'll do that, and then we could check, and we can see now that it's using WGS 84 coordinate system. And if we just take a look at this, we can see that these shapefiles have a geometry attribute, and these are just the longitude and latitude. And I found that when I was using Leaflet, it's useful to have those in column form just as numbers. So this code really just pulls the longitude and latitude, and then creates columns out of those, that geometry feature. So if we look at it again, now we have a column longitude and a column latitude. So this is Let's see what this does, because I can't remember. Oh, I see. So this is 2020, and so this column here are 2020 April rides for this particular tract, and then this column is 2019 rides. So you can see just from this that there's a large decrease going on. And then I want to calculate the percentage change. So we're just going to be creating a new column called percentage change. That takes it to, finds the percentage change. Could see that worked. So large negative percentage changes for basically all tracks. So we have these census tract boundaries. And if I do this just to see what map projection it is in right now. You can see right now it's in UTM zone 16 north. And Leaflet requires everything to be in WGS 84. So we just have to transform that to WGS 84. Let's see if it worked. Oh, I renamed it. That's why. Good. WGS 84. So we have this census tract boundaries, and we have tracks grouped by April. We can look at what exactly this looks like, census tract boundaries. So it's just showing each row is a different census tract in Chicago, and it's just giving the polygon of like a shapefile. So it's just giving sort of like an outline of each tract that could be used for mapping. And then we're going to join that to this tracks grouped April, because we want to know what the percentage change is for each of these tracks. So do a left join there. And then a lot of these census tracks, since we did a left join, a lot of them aren't going to have ride values, because a lot of census tracks aren't close to CTA train stations. So we just want to get rid of the census tracks that don't have any rides associated with them. And that's what this is doing. So we could take a look what this looks like. You can see now that all census tracts that are close to a CTA train station display the rides, April 2020 rides, April 2019 rides, and then percentage change between the two. So this line of code it's going to be taking the absolute value of the percentage change, and this is just for visualization purposes of the map. It doesn't actually change the values at all. And then I used the cut feature to sort of determine what for visualization what are the boundaries for the percentage change. And I think I actually decided to just use cuts of 10% increments instead of what this came up with. So I believe that's called equal distant cutting, and this would have been or maybe this, I can't remember exactly what I did, but we'll see. Oh yeah, I just did increments of 10, starting from the lowest percentage to the highest percentage. And then this piece of code, since we're currently in WGS 84, which is a geographic coordinate system, not a map. It's not a projected coordinate system. We could do this line of code, which just um, transforms it to UTM zone 16 again. And I'll go ahead and do that. Like I said, we have our bins. We could easily use the bins found from the spelling trees, but I think this just looked nicer. And then this pal is just the color scheme that we're going to be using for the map. And now we're actually to leaflet. Leaflet has a leaflet function where you use your map. We can take a look what this looks like again. So you have our geometry, which is how it's going to determine the outlines of the census tract. And then since we're using this, we're gonna transform it to UTM 16 North map projection. So in the options, I am just changing it to what was created here. And if I just run this, I don't think anything will happen. No, because we still have to add our tiles. So we are going to be adding the polygon, which is determined by the percentage change. And then these different parameters just change the appearance of it. I just played around until something looked nice. And then this pop-up, when you click on a census tract, you can see what the name of the census tract is. So let's just try running this first. And if I call it, you can see these are census tracts near train stations in Chicago right now. There is no base map yet. All we have are the census tracts. And let's see. I'm not going to include that, but I am going to include circles. So the circles are based on the longitude and latitude columns that I made earlier. And these circles correspond to the actual train stations. You can see here the train stations. I actually have a line of code somewhere that eliminates these. So we don't really want these train stations. These train stations are outside of Chicago. These and these. I do have a line of code somewhere about it. For now, we'll just leave them in there. And another thing is, well, this is currently in UTM 16 North, but in order to get a base map in Leaflet, you have to have access to a custom tile in the correct map projection, which I don't have. So this would be as far as I can go without a custom map projection. But if we use Leaflet's, if we just use their base map projection, which is it's some kind of Mercator map projection, I can't remember. And then we could use a third party tile that's based on that map projection. If we rerun this, now we have a base map, but it's not UTM zone 16. UTM zone 16 is it's the boundaries for that map projection are right around west of Illinois and east of Indiana, because the standard parallels are kind of around the middle of Illinois and the middle of Indiana. And where you have your standard parallels, you have the least amount of distortion. But you can see the difference between this and UTM zone 16 is negligible. It's almost hard to even notice. So this map is actually pretty good for our purposes. And you can see here, oh, I might want to, you can add a legend actually. I think I have a legend here. So if we add a legend, add it to the top right based on our colors, value based on the bins, not gonna have a title. It should work. Oops. We have a prefix, and we could also put a suffix. Suffix equal to percentage. So darker values have a larger percentage decrease. Lighter values have a smaller percentage decrease in ridership. So the areas around the north side and then also around the loop had the largest percentage decreases. And then areas west side, south side. And then if we click, we can see it's pulling the names because it's based off this pop-up here. It's pulling the names. And if we just play around with different parameters, we change the opacity to 1. Looks a little bit darker overall. Can't really see the base map as well. Which might be a good thing. I might actually keep it like that, actually. I kind of like that. So we could get rid of these extra stations here. If I could find the right piece of code. Oh, you know what? It should have been this one. That might do it. Nope. What is that? Interesting. Shouldn't be any. Well, I'd have to look into why it's not excluding those. But yeah, this is the basics of Leaflet.